All right, everybody, we are back. Season 4 Evernight Isle. Let's smash the Season 4 icon here on server 33. We're going to smash that Season 4 tile at the top. Where are we? Coming up on the end of Week 2. 1 hour, 47 minutes left. Let's smash the Week 2 icon. What were the activities here and what were the rewards we got for doing them? Let's do it together. First up, a lamp in the darkness. Total power consumed. We achieved it. Tap on that little circle. What else do we learn? Well, the Blood Knight Hunter, transform into the Blood Knight Hunter and claim the ultimate victory. So that's what we ended up opening up here by achieving a lamp in the darkness. Let's go ahead and smash on the treasure chest and get our rare resource choice chest, our coin, and some research speed ups. Okay. Now for many of these, there's also a ranking. And as you see, I generally don't participate too much here in the ranking because I don't really feel like the rewards that you might get are worth the effort you put in. Let's look at the rewards you can get. All right, well, we get some contribution points, gold, resource chests, and speed ups. For this particular activity, probably worth it if you want to grind through things, but most of these, they're just not worth the rewards here at all. Let's tap out of that and go back. Okay, what was the second item? All for one. One for all. Famous word saying right there. Okay, what do we have to do? Total power assisted by commanders. Definitely exceeded that number, but not by as much as the other one. Tap on the little circle icon. What's this going to bring to us? It is going to unlock the blessing of the tree, purify the divine, and gain its blessing. We'll talk about that in another tile here that came up in this week in a moment. Now let's tap off of that and collect our reward for this activity. A little bit more of what we already know. Let's look at the ranking real quick. I even did worse here. Ranking rewards, no different than the previous activity, so keep that in mind. Moving down the list, third activity, hunt for wandering Ani wagon. And we have not achieved this task. Tap on the little circle there icon. What does it tell us? Well, Blood Knight descends. Here comes the wandering Ani wagon. That is in stage 2 of the Blood Knight descends. Why did we not achieve this? I'll be honest with you, the Blood Knight, right, it only happens, if you watched my stage 1 video, it only happens 3 times a day. And I can't even show you footage of the Ani wagon because I never even saw one. That just goes to show the issue here with achieving this particular activity in week 2. We just didn't make it. Up next, we have level 3 cities. They opened up and became ready for capture. Plenty there. Let's get the rewards. Stone and quartz. That's nice to keep up your resistance. You're going to need to have pretty much full resistance for the digging strongholds once you get to level 4 and beyond, unless you've got some really strong whales in your alliance, which there are some alliances that do. But I have a 60 million squad and I need full resistance for level 4, 5, and 6. So it is what it is. Scrolling down, the next and last activity, level 4 cities open up. Plenty there. Let's get the rewards. Great, more stone quartz and speed up. Wonderful. That is week 2 here with one more item I missed at the top apparently. Unlock the Ryotei Restaurant. That one we had to donate food. It was actually your first activity. I don't know why it was not at the start of the activities when I first came into the interface, but that is what it is. Let's go get those rewards as well. More stone quartz and speed ups. Lovely. Let's take a look at the ranking here. Well, I didn't do too good there either, and the rewards will be what you know from the other activities as well. Let's tap out of that and go back. Okay, now week 1, week 2 activities, we're done. Let's go here and now let's take a look at the rules. I always encourage you to look at rules every single week. Look at them at the start of the week, not at the end like we're doing here. But week 2 rules, what does it bring? First up, Blood Knight Hunter. So the Blood Knight is going to continue in week 2 from week 1. Hunter awakened here with this new feature of the Blood Knight Hunter. During the Blood Knights, commanders can transform into the Blood Knight Hunter using their profession skill. The Blood Knight Hunter gains exclusive buffs during this period and can cross servers, but they can also be vulnerable to attacks from other Blood Knight Hunters. If their base is breached, they will exit the Blood Knight Hunter state. So there's a professional skill that you can achieve. You have to use your skill points on in order to get it. That will let you turn into a hunter. I personally did not do this. Again, it only happens during Blood Night, and Blood Night happens 3 times a day, and it is just not really at a good point in time. So unfortunately, I did not give this a try. People who tried it told me that they didn't really think the rewards were worth it for the amount of potential troop loss, and pretty much, the stronger players were fighting. And your best bet in Blood Night Hunter, my tip would be for you, is to just run away and get the time survival type rewards. Also, a Blade of Blood Knight. In a single Blood Knight, the commander who survives has the highest hunting score will be awarded the title the Blade of Blood Knight, possessing the ability to summon Blood Knight zombies. We also have King of the Blood Knight. When the commander with the Blade of Blood Knight title obtains it again, so you get highest rank second time, the title can be upgraded to King of Blood Knight, possessing the ability to plunge the world into Blood Knight. Next up, Blood Knight Descends. This was stage 2 of Blood Knight Descends, so Blood Knight Hunter is like a little bit of an add-on. So Blood Knight Descends. As commanders venture deeper into the Blood Knight, new zombies seem to have emerged. Draped in festive decorations, they appear eerily sinister under the crimson moonlight. So the Wandering Ani Wagon, you heard me earlier say, I never saw one, so I couldn't even tell you what they look like. But after the Blood Knight enters stage 2, the Wandering Ani Wagon appears in the world. They cannot be attacked while moving. Try using the Disruption Mine. That's another skill in your profession to stop them. So here in week 2, you have 2 professional skills, the Disruption Mine and the Blood Knight Hunter, that you're going to need to level up and then obtain if you want to participate, or at least if you want to participate in the Blood Knight Hunter, and if you want to have a chance at defeating the Ani Wagon. Now, after the Ani Wagon's shield is depleted, then anybody can attack from there. We'll see that a little later. Next up, what's the Ryotei Restaurant? The Ryotei Restaurant is now open here in week 2. The enthusiastic owner invites you to help sort the ingredients, match 3 cards of the same suit to clear them, clear all cards on the stage to earn generous rewards. So it's a card matching game. Basically, anybody can do it. It's going to be free to play. Nothing to be concerned about here, but it will open up in week 2. The Divine Tree Blessings, we saw that was the outcome of one of our activities as well in the week. The Divine Tree of Secure Isle protects all beings. After completing the charging, you can unleash the power of the Divine Tree. So we're going to take a look at that because it is also another little mini game here in Season 4. All right, so those are the rules. Always check out the rules for each week in the season. Make sure you're paying attention to what is there. Oftentimes there's helpful hints. Let's back out of the season interface and go look at the other events that we had here and their tiles. So Blood Knight Descends, we already spoke about that a little bit. It was stage 2 of the Blood Knight Descends, happened in week 2. That was the Wandering Ani Wagon invasion. So a little more detail there. During the Blood Night, the Ani Wagon will appear in the world which cannot be attacked while moving. Use the skill Disruption Mine to destroy the armor of the Wandering Ani Wagon. When their armor reaches 0, rally attacking towards them is available. So you got to defeat the armor, and you need to have that skill to participate in that. Once the Wandering Ani Wagon is destroyed, a Kappa will appear. Eliminate the Kappa to attain epic tactics cards, but that is what stage 2 brings to us. When we look at the rest of the interface, not much different here. It's just going to continue with the wandering zombies at large. The Ani Wagon shows up as a special zombie. I do believe we still had the Ani General at our cities, and then, like the prior week, tactics cards have a higher chance of being dropped during the Blood Night. Everything else remains the same. Looking at rewards, there was an addition here to the reward. If you participated in an attack on a Wandering Ani Wagon, you got additional Magatama. I must have been pulled into a rally on it at some point in time when I just wasn't on. And then goals for the Alliance-wide here, it will be Wandering Ani Wagon 5, 10, and 20 times. So definitely people in the Alliance got to participate in this particular new type of zombie in week 2, stage 2 of the Blood Night Descends. Let's tap back out of here. Digging Stronghold Clash continued, same as week 1. We now progressed into level 4 and 5 and 6 if you were an average player. If you happen to be in an alliance with a bunch of very strong paid-to-play players, as you see here, there are plenty of alliances already on level 6. Some of us, though, most of us, don't have the resistance yet. It is about the Saturday or Sunday of week 2 that you would get the resistance most likely in order to capture a level 6 digging stronghold. But this event continued here. It will come to an end really soon, as next week will be the capstone for capturing all of the land before we get into faction wars or the copper conquest, as we're going to see in a minute. Otherwise, nothing new here to really report. The Ryotei Restaurant, let's go take a look at that. All right, so Ryotei Restaurant boss, Miss, could you come over and lend me a hand? Since your arrival, the island has been more peaceful, and my shop has had more customers. Monica, oh, it's the boss of the restaurant. Your business seems to be doing great. How can I help you? Do you see those food cards on the table? Those are the customer's orders. Just put 3 cards with the same design together and hand them to me. Sounds simple. Once all the cards are cleared, the task will be completed. Don't worry, I'll make sure to pay you the reward you deserve. Okay, don't look too hard. Let's look at the rules first, though. Always start with rules and information panels. Ryotei Restaurant. So number 1, we're going to click to move the tiles to the elimination area. Okay, so we're going to tap on some food icon there. 3 tiles of the same pattern can be eliminated, and these items down below are going to help you progress through the stages, clear all the stages, and get rewards. Let's tap on the info panel icon. Anything else here? What do we see? So after the event starts, 1 stage can be unlocked each day. After clearing, rewards can be attained. So there's going to be a little bit of progression, time-based progression. The Ryotei Restaurant contains a variety of food cards. We need 3 of them to match. Eliminate all food cards in the stage to clear it. If no more food cards can be placed in the elimination area, the stage will fail. So you got to match everything up here. Use props prepared by the owner to unleash magical effects on the stage. Those are the little 3 blue things down at the bottom we saw in the previous panel. And then clearing the stage without using props gets you extra rewards. Great. So you got to be strategic in what you pick when going through and picking which food items to combine. So we'll do 1 stage here, and then we'll keep moving on. So stage 1, it of course, is open. This is going to open progressively throughout the week. But let's tap on challenge, since I'm not on this stage yet. There we go. So it's a pretty simple pattern. I've got different props, as I recall, down here that I can use. One of them is shuffle, so that's going to presumably just move everything around. One is recall, so that will let me revert my selection, most likely. And the other one is remove, and I will have to see what that one does. It either is going to, I guess, remove what I have down in the collection area. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet, but let's give it a try. Let's see. We need to match 3, sushi, sushi, and sushi. Great. Sushi, sushi, sushi. Again, you can see the card stacks are depleting there. Grape. Excellent. Whatever these green things are. Perfect. Let's do more grapes. These green things, sushi, grapes. Ooh, we were lucky there. Okay, now we have a problem. So this is where I can only have maybe 2. But you see there's additional cards underneath. I might as well do the grapes because we know that I need only 1 more of those. If I did the sushi, that would be a really bad idea unless there were 3 sushis in a row. So let's do a grape. Oh, I've been saved. Nice. A grape and a grape. Lovely. Now this has only 1 card. You see here, this is the stack. So I know there's more sushi, but where might they be? Hopefully, it's not under there. All right, now I'm stuck. So you can see how you get yourself into hot water real quick here. Let's see, this is going to be a remove. This is a recall and a shuffle. Let's do a shuffle. Okay, that was helpful because now I've exposed the other sushi and I can get all these green things. Olives, maybe. Perfect. All right, I got through stage 1. So, folks, that's how you play the Ryotei Restaurant. Pretty straightforward. Don't make a mistake like me. Remember, if you don't use any of these little props down here, you get even better rewards. You can see that the stages are going to get even more complicated as we go forward. Let's back out of that. Let's keep going here with Season 4 City Clash. So what happened in Season 4 City Clash in this week? Well, we have Level 5 coming up here on Wednesday. That would be in Week 3. So Week 2 brought us Level 3 and Level 4 cities. First capture rewards stay the same as you go through all the cities. Of course, the higher the level city, the more copper it's going to produce. And copper, if you recall, is how you are going to be rewarded the season rewards at the end of this whole thing. And we can take a look at the info panel if you wanted to read again about just what happens with the cities. There was no change from the first week, and the city list will take you to the cities you currently have captured. Just remember, you can only have 6, So if you're planning to take these as quick as possible, which is what you should do in order to generate as much copper as possible and stay high up in the ranking, you need to make sure you time the release of whichever cities you're going to give up with the time that you're going to capture the next one. Don't make that mistake and try to capture one without having released one and having to wait an hour. Keep that in mind. It's just like past seasons, you have to take an hour to abandon the land. All right, continuing down, Blood Knight Hunter. So that was added here in week 2. We read a bit about that. Let's take a little bit more of a deep dive into it. So when the Blood Knight comes, you can become a Blood Knight Hunter, eliminate other hunters to win the final reward. Let's tap on the information panel. What's it tell us? So use the skill to transform into a Blood Knight Hunter during the Blood Night. So again, you have to get that skill with your profession. Blood Knight Hunters gain buffs and hide their identities. So it's going to be a little bit like the disguise skill in the prior season. So it will hide whom you are. And this is actually the tricky point. There were a bunch of complaints on our server because people on our server were attacking other people on our server, but you have no way of knowing whom they are because everything is hidden. You don't know anything about that person. Everything will be disguised until the end when you start to see the reports from it. Number 3, eliminate the other Blood Knight Hunters to plunder points. The highest scorer at the end of Blood Night will receive the exclusive title. Tap on the info icon at the top. It's going to give us a bunch more of instructions, rules. Let's dig through this in a separate video and we'll publish it specifically on Blood Knight Hunter, but definitely read through everything in the rules panel. There are rankings, there's the Star Blood Knight, rewards, and the record of what happened. Remember, you have to have the skill in order to become a Blood Knight Hunter. The Season Battle Pass also continued in week 2. No changes, just continue to get the rewards. Maneki-neko Light On, that also continued here in week 2. You can see that we're increasing and doing better and better as we go forward. These are going to be all over the map. You find them by lighting up different areas. They're not going to be in the same place on every server, so make sure you go around and try to look for them by turning on your lighthouse or find the mini ones with your electrician in your squad. So Maneki-neko Light On continues in week 2 and will continue for the upcoming weeks. Weekly Battle Pass also continues. No change there, but you do have to buy it weekly if you're going to keep it. The Magatama Shop. All right, the one we have all been waiting for. So the Magatama Shop, what are we going to buy here in week 2? Well, just look at the list, folks. They make it pretty easy for you. Basically, just like week 1, it's going to be the things at the top. So let's go ahead and pick up the Epic Tactics cards here. Those are going to help us gain additional buffs for the season. There are 3 of them available at 300 Magatama. Let's buy them all for 900. Perfect. Next up will be the Rare Tactics cards. There are 10 available at 150, 1500. Let's buy them. Great. And then we have Overlord skill badges, hard to get, especially if you're free to play. So absolutely buy these free to play, folks. There are 5 available at 20 each, or a total of 100. Finally, also equally hard to get is training certificates. There will be another 10 here available at 12 each. Buy all 10 of those for 120. Perfect. At this point, I'm going to save my remaining 7,600 Magatama. And as you saw with the Blood Knight Stage 1, Stage 2, you don't even really have to participate in the event. You just have to get pulled into a rally in order to get the Magatama. It's that easy to accumulate and be able to buy things here in the shop. So that's what I would buy in week 2. I would not buy the resources or the speed ups. I will save my Magatama for the next week. And up next is the Divine Tree Blessings. So after we unlocked the Divine Tree with the activity here in week 2, we had to do a couple things. Let's smash on this little location here. The Divine Tree you'll find on the map. Let me zoom way out. It's going to be to the south of your castle. And so the Divine Tree, once we unlocked it, we then had to send electricians to charge it. So it's kind of like the activity of restarting the nuclear furnace in Season 2, but not nearly as annoying. So here all you have to do is send an electrician and then just leave the electrician there and it will charge up the Divine Tree. Now this did take us a while. We did have to remind people to send electricians and keep them there and so on, but you at least don't have to keep sending squads repeatedly to the end of time in order to make this actually happen. So the Divine Tree, once you charge it up, you'll then have this little bit of a elemental type card game here that you can start to play. Each one of these is going to unlock throughout the week. There are rewards that you get based on the different patterns that you achieve. 5 elements in order, 5 blessings, 4 blessings, the 5 elements all together, a full house, double pairs, 3 of a kind, 1 pair, and so on. You can see the rewards. They decrease in value as you go down this list. So it's kind of like an elemental type poker game against the house. And so that is what the Divine Tree Blessings is all about. It will continue for the rest of the season. It is entirely free to play, so keep that in mind. Make sure you go in here once a day and unlock your card, and it will then reset as we move into the next week. So I'll make a video specifically on this one, covering all the information and rules and so on, because we're already getting a bit long here as is. Back out of the Divine Tree Blessing, because we went here, we have to get back to the Season 4 interface. Okay, what else did we have? Season Boost, completely unchanged here in week 2, but we had Sarah and Lucius. We know we've got more coming as we get into subsequent weeks, so we'll look forward to that. And then we have 3 teasers down here for things that are coming up in a short period of time, less than in a couple hours or more than a week. So what do we have? Copper Conquest. Let's tap on that info icon. Echo of Thunder. On Secure Isle, copper is hailed as the metal of thunder, an extremely rare energy material known for its excellent connectivity and corrosion resistance. It can store high voltage energy stably, making it widely used in the city defense systems, high frequency electromagnetic weapons, and the construction of lighthouse cores. In the past, copper once supported the island's energy network and modern industry, earning it the title of the last lifeline of the island. However, since the activation of the Nightfall device and the rampant spread of the convey, the entire island has fallen into a standstill, halting the extraction and transportation of copper. Now, a batch of uncontaminated copper resources has been rediscovered. Upon learning this, the samurai clans and the ninja clans have each mobilized, aiming to control this vital resource. Whoever controls the copper will control the future of Secure Island. This is not only a battle for resources, but also a war of beliefs. So there you have it. We now know that the samurai clans Kobutai and the ninja clans Cage no Sato are going to be probably our factions. So samurai and ninja, will go with that. Let's close out of this. Trade war teaser coming up here. So trade posts are back in Season 4. Tycoon of the Isle. In the prosperous era of Secure Isle, the Grand Night Market was one of the busiest marketplaces, its lights flashing and crowds bustling like the very heart of the island. It was not only the center of daily life for the citizens, but also a hub for the flow of goods and trade. However, ever since the Ryotei was controlled by the virus and the Nightfall device was activated, the Grand Night Market has been taken over by the Ani forces, gradually turning into a desolate wasteland. Now, if we can reclaim control of these districts, we will be able to light them up once again, bringing back merchants and supply caravans to provide our troops with a continuous stream of resources. This is not only a vital strategic supply, but also a crucial step in the revival of Secure Isle. Alright, so trade posts are coming back here in Season 4. We'll see if the dynamics are the same as Season 3 or if anything has changed. And last teaser, Faction Awards, Battle of Light and Shadow. Commander, while you fight on the front lines of Secure Isle, the scouts have discovered a rare vein of copper. The ancient divine metal holds the power of thunder, capable of channeling the forces of heaven and earth, illuminating the surroundings and driving away Ani. Its significance to the current war cannot be overstated. The copper has sparked a fierce competition between 2 powerful factions, the Samurai clan, aiming to forge thunderous weapons to confront the Ani directly, and the Ninja clans, seeking to use it to expel the Ani from Ryotei's body, resolving the issue at its root. We must make a choice and form an alliance with one of them, whether the unyielding samurai or the silent ninjas. Both factions possess admirable convictions. Please weigh up the pros and cons. and select the most suitable ally to lead us in this battle for copper supremacy. So we'll have to see exactly how the factions are selected here in Season 4. Season 3 was definitely an improvement over Season 2, so hopefully they made a few improvements, but I'm going to guess it's going to be probably the same. Alright everybody, long video here, a lot going on. You can see that Season 4 has just left most of us with a bit of fatigue. There is just so much happening in Season 4. A lot of things to remember what time they're happening, like Blood Knight Descends, and the city frequency and cadence. All of it's happening quite fast. We're hoping it's going to stabilize a bit here as we get into week 3, but we'll see how many new events are coming and new styles of gameplay. So as always, smash the like button, subscribe, drop me a comment. I know this video was a long one, and we definitely have some things we have to look into in a little more detail in separate videos, just to keep it a little bit manageable. Take care, everybody. Have a great rest of your day.